It's 8 a.m. I'm Kyle Pozorski. To be sentenced, that's what is set to happen to a man who's pleaded guilty to a firebombing on an anti-abortion group's office. The details straight ahead. Plus, a new case identified. The Wisconsin State Agency saying bird flu is back in a western county. What it means for you.
And we'll be dry for much of today before another round of snow moves in later tonight. Your forecast is straight ahead.
Good morning and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. It is Saturday, December 2nd. NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers turns 40 today. Let's begin this morning by taking a look outside with Jacob Montesano for what the day ahead will be like. Jacob, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Although it is going to be a pretty cloudy day, we are expected to remain dry during the daytime, but we do have that snow moving in later tonight. Now, it will likely continue throughout the night into tomorrow morning, and I'll have more details on this snowfall coming up in just a little bit later, so stay tuned.
Thank you so much, Jacob. We'll check back in just a bit. To our top stories at 8. The man who prosecutors allege firebombed a Madison anti-abortion advocacy group's office will be sentenced to prison in February. Harindu Roy pleaded guilty Friday to causing damage to the Wisconsin Family Action offices. Molotov cocktails were allegedly found inside. The building's exterior was also vandalized with graffiti, including the message which read, "If abortions aren't safe, then you aren't either." Roy faces a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of 20 years in federal prison. In Washington, a historic vote to expel Congressman George Santos took place on Friday. Santos survived 2 previous expulsion votes, but there was growing momentum to remove him after an ethics report determined he exploited his candidacy for profit. He becomes the 6th lawmaker to ever be ousted from the chamber. Santos faces 23 charges that include various types of fraud. Friday's resolution passed 311 to 114, with 105 Republicans voting in favor of expulsion. Of Wisconsin's Republican House representatives, 2 voted to expel Santos, Glenn Grothman and Brian Stile. Back in Wisconsin, the State Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection says it's identified another case of bird flu. It's the 5th case identified since November 17th. The newest case was identified in a commercial flock in Barron County. Last week, 3 cases were identified in commercial flocks in Trempealeau County. Last year, a spike in bird flu cases statewide led to depopulating over 2 million birds. There are no immediate public health concerns for humans. Now to a question that's on everyone's minds, will she be at the Packers-Chiefs game Sunday? Yes, we're talking about Taylor Swift, who started dating Kansas City tight end Travis Kelce earlier this year. And she's made some appearances in sweet boxes at many of his games this year when she hasn't been on tour. Swift wouldn't be the first icon to step into the frozen tundra, though. Olympic gymnast Simone Biles has been in Green Bay multiple times this year to cheer on her husband, Packers safety Jonathan Owens.
That would be super cool, right? Right in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin, one of the biggest pop stars of all time and one of the greatest Olympians of all time meeting up right here. I mean, it would be another great way to shine a light on our community.
And while there has not been much in the way of solid information about the pop star's plans for the weekend, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur may have let something slip during his final press conference before the game, saying, quote, "Is she supposed to be here?" That's what I've heard. Several UW-Madison professors are among the more than 60,000 people gathering in Dubai for the United Nations Annual Climate Conference. One of those professors is Jonathan Patz. He studies how climate change impacts our health, a topic that for the first time this year has an entire day of the conference dedicated to it. Patz spoke to us yesterday from Dubai, saying he's inspired to be surrounded by people from across the globe working toward a better future.
The options for going around and meeting bright people with great ideas is enormous. It's also tiring, and it's I put more steps in today than I can imagine. To see the commitment and the concern, especially from young individuals, is inspiring.
The conference has started strong. On Thursday, delegates approved the creation of a fund to help vulnerable countries recover after climate-related natural disasters like floods and drought. And of course, leaders from around the world are also in attendance for the summit.
With ambition and bold action, I know we will build a cleaner, healthier, and more prosperous world for this generation and for generations to come.
Vice President Kamala Harris speaking this morning During her remarks, Harris sought to reassure world leaders of the U.S. commitment to tackling climate change and underscored the Biden administration's climate investments. She added that the U.S. will make a $3 billion pledge to the Green Climate Fund. Israeli airstrikes have continued this morning in a second day of renewed fighting. This after a week-long ceasefire ended. Meteors say they're working to restore the truce, but the situation is again dangerous for hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
Flashes in the sky over southern Gaza early Saturday are more proof the fight between Israel and Hamas has resumed. Since the 7-day ceasefire broke down, Israel says its forces have hit more than 200 terror targets. And Gaza health officials say at least 200 people have been killed and hundreds more injured. Israel blames Hamas for the resumption of fighting.
Unfortunately, Hamas decided to terminate the pause by failing to release all the kidnapped women as it was obligated to do so, and kidnapped children, and by resuming rocket fire.
As the battle resumes, there are new questions about what Israel knew ahead of the Hamas terror attack that sparked the war. The New York Times reports Israeli officials dismissed intelligence warning about the attack, including a 40-page battle plan. This Israeli soldier told CBS News her superiors ignored warning signs on the border months before the attack.
They didn't take anything seriously. They always thought that Hamas is less powerful than what they actually are.
In Gaza, civilians are again fleeing to try to escape Israeli airstrikes. Homes have been destroyed, forcing residents to pick through rubble for survivors.
I'm not a shit.
We're not criminals, we're not terrorists, this woman said. We just want to live in safety and want our children to feel safe. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris arrived in Dubai Saturday to represent the U.S. at the COP28 climate summit. She'll also meet with regional leaders on new developments in Gaza. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
There are also real concerns for 136 hostages the Israeli military says are still being held in Gaza. During the ceasefire, more than 100 hostages were released. Back in the U.S., stocks are starting December in the green. On Friday, the S&P 500 closed at its highest level since March of 2022. All three indexes ended the week with gains. Here are the Friday's numbers. The Dow Jones closed at its highest mark in nearly 2 years with a 295-point jump. The NASDAQ adds 79. The S&P 500 up nearly 27. We have some news this morning out of Milwaukee. Police were called to the Marquette University campus after 2 students set off fireworks inside a dorm building. According to campus police, the incident happened last night at the Wells Tower Residence Hall. They say 2 students were found, one with non-life-threatening injuries. They were taken to the hospital. The other student was taken into police custody. Marquette University police are further investigating this morning. In Rock County, an ongoing housing shortage continues to affect the Beloit community. Reporter Maddie Himes spoke to city officials and home buyers about why demand is so high. The short answer, economic development has outpaced that of residential growth.
When Beloit residents Sean and Veronica Chisholm got married in 1998, they promised they would be homeowners one day. Last summer, they bought their first house.
This is something that I promised her when we moved here. That's I'm gonna get you a house, but I don't know when. I don't know when I'm gonna get you a house, but I'm gonna get you a house. And so it took a long time. It took a long time, and I almost gave up.
The Chisholms say after saving for decades, paying off debts, and working with housing aid organizations, they're grateful to be homeowners.
Yeah, the program.
I love my house. I wouldn't give it up for nothing.
Yeah, it's still. I pinch myself sometimes when I still pull up to my house.
One of the organizations the couple worked with was Axe Housing, a Beloit nonprofit that assists lower-income buyers on their journey to ownership.
Seen over the last few years here is it's tough to sort of keep our promise and help them find that house because the inventory is so limited.
Kelly Andrew of Axe Housing says the Chisholms are a success story, but there's still a significant lack of inventory for families in Beloit. According to the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation, job growth in the city measured 10.5% over the last decade, but the population hasn't grown.
We have not produced enough units to keep up with all the jobs that have been created here.
That's Mandy Himes reporting. City officials say part of the problem is construction companies prefer to build in Madison and Rockford instead of Beloit. Time is now 8:08. Still ahead, we take a look at what's trending, including this year's Spotify Wrapped. And you're taking a live look out at the state capitol. Jacob has your full forecast just ahead on Weekend Mornings.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Introducing Feli's Flowers' new seasonal planter program. Makes the perfect holiday gift for home or business. Enjoy a unique seasonal planter delivered to your door 3 times a year. Growing for Madison since 1949. Order now at Feli's Flowers.
Volunteering offers more than benefits for those served. Volunteers reap health benefits from the time they give. RSVP of Dane County's Driver Services Program needs volunteers to provide rides to medical appointments and deliver meals to older adults in Dane County. Ideal candidates are of legal driving age, love to drive, and meet new people. Schedules are very flexible, and volunteer drivers will use their own vehicles and are reimbursed for mileage. To make a difference this holiday season, please contact RSVP of Dane County today.
The best advice I ever got was to invest with Vanguard for my retirement. The second best, stay healthy enough to enjoy it. So I started preparing, physically and financially. Then you came along and made every mile worth it. Hi, Mom.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, helping you prepare for today's longer retirement. That's the value of ownership.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Introducing Feli's Flowers' new seasonal planter program. Makes the perfect holiday gift for home or business. Enjoy a unique seasonal planter delivered to your door 3 times a year. Growing for Madison since 1949. Order now at Feli's Flowers.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And welcome back. We're bringing you now a live look at Tyrrell Basin this morning. Friday was opening day for the ski area near Mount Horeb, but only for those who bought a Season Pass Plus. The Plus Pass option allows for entrance during early and late season dates. If you just have regular Season Pass, you can upgrade this weekend at Tyrrell for $50. Here are the early season hours. Now through December 19th, Tyrrell Basin will be open from 4 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays, and from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. Jacob Madison, you going to go out skiing anytime soon?
I probably should. You know, we are going to see a little bit of snow, but I want to make it clear for those that aren't sure, that snow you saw in the photo, that's all man-made, or at least most of it is man-made. We've seen some natural snow, but certainly not that much. Now, here are the 3 things you need to know for your weekend. We are going to see more snow tonight into tomorrow, but it will be similar to last weekend's system where we only see a few inches. And then we have another round of snow Monday night into Tuesday. This round of snow looks to only produce about an inch at most. And then we are going to see those temperatures warm up as we head towards the end of next week with high temperatures likely in the middle 40s. So here's a look at the current radar. Seeing some very light snow in far southern Wisconsin. Now we may continue to see some very light flurries over the next few hours, but don't expect to see any accumulation with the snow, and it's going to be very light. But for the most part, we are going to be fairly dry today. So here's a look at Futurecast. Plenty of cloud cover, but not going to see a lot of precipitation during the daytime. After sunset, kind of closer to 10 p.m. to midnight, that's when we're going to see another round of snow move into our area. Now, the further southeast you're located, the better chance you will see rain to start the system. But as we head towards the early morning hours Sunday before sunrise, we are going to see widespread snowfall. Now, it could get moderate at times, and much of our area will likely see it, but it's not going to last very long because after sunrise, the snow is going to begin to break up, and by the afternoon hours, the snow will move off to the east, and we are going to be dry by the time we get to Sunday evening. But we'll see about 1 to 2 inches of snow. Could see a few locations have isolated amounts up to 3 inches. But once again, this isn't going to be a huge issue, but it will cause some slippery roads. Some of the snow, or some of the roads could have some snow covered on them. So if you have any plans Sunday morning and you have a location to get to, just try to take it a little slow. Maybe give yourself extra time because there'll be about 1 to 2 inches during that Sunday morning commute. Now, in general, temperatures are going to be in the upper 30s, middle to upper 30s for about the next 24 to 48 hours. Typically, when we have that snow or any precipitation overnight, the low temperatures don't drop too far, and we'll only have lows in the middle to lower 30s. And those highs on Sunday aren't going to rise all that much either, with high temperatures in the middle to upper 30s. Now, here's a look at the 7-day forecast for La Crosse. We are going to see those temperatures warm up towards the middle and especially the end of the week. Thursday and Friday, we could have highs in the middle to upper 40s. And then we have another chance of precipitation for next weekend. Right now, it looks like we'll see mostly rain in southern Wisconsin. But at the moment, it does look like this system could produce quite a bit of precipitation. At the moment, most of the heavy snow looks to stay well off to the north in northern Wisconsin, but things could definitely change. So definitely stay tuned throughout the week for more details on next weekend's system, and we will provide any details as they come to us. But in the near future, snow tonight into tomorrow, and then again Monday night into Tuesday. Both instances only going to see about 1 inch or 2.
Thank you, Jacob. I like snow. It's good news. To some more local news now. Think you know when Lake Mendota will freeze over? Well, guess correctly, and you could win a $1,000 Land's End gift card. The Clean Lakes Alliance is bringing back its Mendota Freeze Contest for the 12th year. Clean Lakes Alliance says frozen lakes are important to the ecosystem, allowing different plant life to grow and others to die off. If you'd like to submit a guest, we've attached a link to do so. Just look for this story on channel3000.com. Do you know what the top artist you streamed this year on Spotify was? Some people around the country were learning about Madison for the first time this week because of the popular streaming app's Year in Review. Catherine Merck shares with us what Madison sounds like.
This week, Spotify Wrapped came out, and this year a new feature shows similar places where people are listening just like you. Kind of makes you wonder, how does Madison sound?
It says College Station, USA. I was from California for my location.
College Station, USA.
Did you get Madison as your sound town on your Spotify Wrapped?
My kids also got Madison as their sort of like they listen the same as people in Madison.
Spotify users from across the globe took to social media to figure out what they had in common. Some are a little bit more disappointed than others to get the city of Madison. One user saying, quote, "Everybody got Berkeley, Burlington, and Bozeman on their Spotify Wrapped, but I got Madison, Wisconsin." Another saying, "I feel left out of the cool, sexy Spotify town assignments. I got Madison, Wisconsin."
We were sort of like analyzing how our tastes were. It was fun. Last year was the first year my kids got into it. So this year they've tried to make a conscious effort to have like better stats, you know.
Jeremy Morris is a media and cultural studies professor at UW-Madison. He tells me the app is making these assumptions of where you live based on your information from the streaming service.
It's an aggregate batch of data that they're looking at, right? So they can't do necessarily too much fine-tuned stuff, but they can say, okay, what are some of the popular bands in these cities, right?
It doesn't sound the same for everyone.
First artist is obviously Travis Scott because I absolutely love him.
Number 2, Lil Baby.
Number 3 was Lacey by Olivia Rodrigo because when that came out, it was on repeat.
The app has created a sounding board for our community to reflect on their year.
Spotify wants to be that hub for where people are sharing that really personal moment of like, what did I listen to this year? What was my year about? What did I love? You know, what did I connect with?
Reporting in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Taylor Swift took the lead as Spotify's most streamed global artist this year, unseating Bad Bunny, who held the crown for the past 3 years. Stick around. Next, Jacob has another look at your forecast, and there are several new shows and movies to check out. Will Loper shares his picks in 3 things to watch when we return.
Happy holidays from our Dwellings family to yours.
Happy holidays!
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at gawon'twait.com.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours, too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
In a Class 3 casino, you're playing against the house, so there's no guarantee a player has to win, ever. And in a Class 2 casino, the players play against each other, and not the house. So someone always wins.
So you're saying... He's saying if you want to win at something, you have to go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, a Class 2 casino where someone has to win. How about this then?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Stay warm this winter with Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning. When wind chills drop below zero, it's important that you and your loved ones stay safe and warm. When your furnace breaks down, or if you feel like it's just not getting as warm as it should, then it's time to call Dale's. My father, Dale, founded our business in 1985 on family values, fair pricing, and great customer service. 35 years later, when you call Dale's, that's exactly what you can expect. Your home is your castle, and as your local Bryant dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure that your castle is comfy.
Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning, putting your comfort first.
Well, I'm outside on the patio seeing some very beautiful snow still on the ground from last night. Now, we are going to see a bit more snow as we head into tonight, but most of the day during the daylight hours today, we're going to be dry but very cloudy. The snow will likely not move into our area until closer to around 10 p.m. to midnight. And some areas, especially for Madison and areas to the south and east, may start out as rain, but it looks like we'll see all snow by the time we get to the early morning hours Sunday. Now, after sunrise on Sunday, the snow is going to begin to break up, but likely going to still continue throughout the morning. And then by the afternoon, we are going to be dry with only a few flurries expected by then. Total accumulation will be about 1 to 2 inches, but a few locations may see some isolated amounts near 3 inches, sort of near Prairie du Chien and up north towards Wisconsin Dells, Watoma. But in general, just prepare for around 1 inch to maybe 2 inches of snowfall. Going to be pretty similar to last weekend's snow and create some slippery roads on Sunday morning.
Much, Jacob. There is clearly no shortage of films and shows streaming right now. Our Will Loper shares a few of the best in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
How do you choose your roles? I want to find a character that's difficult to, on the surface, understand.
Newly streaming on Netflix is the movie May December.
Feels like things just settled down and now y'all are making a movie.
It's a very complex and human story.
The psychological thriller, loosely based on the real-life case of Mary Kay Letourneau, stars Natalie Portman as an actress doing research for a part in which she plays a woman, played by Julianne Moore, who is married to a man she met as a minor.
Why do you want to play me?
When they sent me the script, I thought, here is a woman with a lot more to her than I remember from the tabloids.
May December is streaming on Netflix now.
Why would you want to play someone who you think is a bad person?
It's the moral gray areas that are interesting.
Sir, I don't understand. That's glaringly apparent. I can't fail this class. Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
New to rent or buy on video on demand is the film The Holdovers.
Hello, Mary.
I had you guys stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
You know, he used to be a student, right? Yeah, that's why he knows how to inflict maximum pain on us.
Alexander Payne directs the movie starring Paul Giamatti as a teacher who has to watch students over winter break and follows the relationship he forges with one student and the school cook.
I find the world a bitter and complicated place, and it seems to feel the same way about me. I think you and I have this in common. I don't think I've ever had a real family Christmas like this before. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
The Holdovers is available to rent or buy on digital platforms now.
You're gonna get me fired.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
High stakes as neighbors compete for best decorated house on the block.
And newly streaming on Amazon Prime Video is the movie Candy Cane Lane.
What's your Christmas wish?
I just want to win this thing.
Eddie Murphy stars as Chris, who makes a deal with an elf to try and win his neighborhood decorating contest, but the elf brings the 12 days of Christmas to life instead.
Something's happening.
We are the carvers. We gotta catch an elf.
Candy Cane Lane is streaming on Amazon Prime Video now.
Wow, you're just like Prince.
Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for Weekend Mornings.
Coming up next to look at our top morning headlines. Stick with us. This is Weekend Mornings.
Toyotathon is on. Time to make the holidays picture perfect with a new Toyota. We're gonna need a bigger tree.
Get 3.99% APR plus $1,000 cash back on Tacoma when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
The best advice I ever got was to invest with Vanguard for my retirement. The second best, stay healthy enough to enjoy it. So I started preparing, physically and financially. Then you came along and made every mile worth it.
Hi, Mom.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, helping you prepare for today's longer retirement. That's the value of ownership.
Welcome back. Today we're at a retirement center built by Cleary. I'm with Alexa from Siler Ridge. Alexa, why did Siler Ridge choose Cleary?
Well, everyone said that Cleary stays with you.
Bam! In your face. Inside, you really see all the finishes at Cleary.
Checkmate! Woo! This place is awesome. I'm never gonna leave.
Well, I guess that's it for today. Start building your dreams at clearybuilding.com.
When migraine strikes, are the trade-offs of treating worth it? Ubrelvy is another option. It quickly eliminates migraine pain.
Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects were nausea and sleepiness.
Ask about Ubrelvy.
Toyotathon is on. Make your holidays a little more magical with a new Toyota. Come in today.
Get $1,000 cash back on your favorite models when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
It's 8:30. I'm Kyle Pazorski. To be sentenced, that's what will happen to a man who's pleaded guilty to firebombing an anti-abortion group's office. The details straight ahead. Plus, a new case identified, a Wisconsin state agency saying bird flu is back in western parts of the state. What it means for you.
It will be dry for much of today before another round of snow moves in later tonight. Your forecast straight ahead.
Good morning and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. Let's send it right over to Jacob Montesano this half hour for a look at your Saturday forecast. Jacob, how are you doing? I know you like the snow and we kind of had some last night.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, and it's also not too cold out. I was just outside on the weather patio. Snow's very pretty, and the temperatures, aren't brutal, unlike it was earlier this week, right after the previous snow, where the temperatures dropped into the single digits. Now, looking at the current radar, we are seeing some very light flurries in the far southern portion of the state, and this may continue throughout the morning, but any snow that does fall will be very light and will definitely not accumulate. But looking at the snowfall totals over the last 24 hours, we've seen about an inch of snow for the southeastern portion of Dane County and areas to the south and east. Monroe, Janesville, out near Lake Geneva, though, around 2 to 3 inches fell last night as some heavier bands of snow moved through that area. But we do expect to see more possible accumulating snow later tonight. But during the daytime, we are going to be dry, although we're definitely going to be very cloudy, especially by the afternoon and evening. Now, looking at the current temperatures, lower 30s in the southern portion of the state, but out near La Crosse, teens, how about 17 up in Eau Claire? So pretty cold the further north and west you go, but down here in southern Wisconsin, it's not too bad at this hour. Looking at the forecast throughout the day, highs will be around 40 with plenty of cloud cover. Winds aren't going to be a huge issue. For La Crosse, a bit more sunshine early in the day, but similar to Madison, we'll see plenty of cloud cover later in the day. I'll talk more in detail about the chance of snow tonight coming up a bit later.
Jacob, thank you. To our top stories now at 8:30. The man who prosecutors allege firebombed a Madison anti-abortion advocacy group's office will be sentenced to prison in February. Harindu Roy Chowdhury pleaded guilty Friday to causing damage to the Wisconsin Family Action offices. Molotov cocktails were allegedly found inside. The building's exterior was also vandalized with graffiti, including the message which read, "If abortions aren't safe, then you aren't either." Roy Chowdhury faces a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of 20 in federal prison. In Washington, a historic vote to expel Congressman George Santos took place on Friday. Santos survived 2 previous expulsion votes, but there was growing momentum to remove him after an ethics report determined he exploited his candidacy for profit. He becomes the 6th lawmaker to ever be ousted from the chamber. Santos faces 23 federal charges that include various types of fraud. Friday's resolution passed 311 to 114, with 105 Republicans voting in favor of expulsion. Of Wisconsin's Republican House representatives, 2 voted to expel Santos. That is Glenn Grothman and Brian Stile. Back in Wisconsin, the State Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection says it's identified another case of bird flu. It's the 5th one identified since November 17th. The newest case was identified in a commercial flock in Barron County. Last week, 3 cases were identified in commercial flocks in Trempealeau County. Last year, a spike in bird flu cases statewide led to the depopulating of over 2 million birds. There is no immediate public health concerns, however, for humans. Now to the question that's on everyone's minds, will she be at the Chiefs-Packers game Sunday? Yes, we're talking about Taylor Swift, who started dating Kansas City tight end Travis Kelce earlier this year. And she's made a lot of appearances in sweet boxes at many of his games this year when she hasn't been on tour. Swift wouldn't be the first icon, though, to step into the frozen tundra. Olympic gymnast Simone Biles has been in multiple Green Bay games this year to cheer on her husband, Packers safety Jonathan Owens.
That would be super cool, right? Right in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin, one of the biggest pop stars of all time and one of the greatest Olympians of all time meeting up right here. I mean, it would be another great way to shine a light on our community.
And while there has not been much in the way of solid information about the pop star's plans for the weekend, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur may have let something slip during his final press conference before the game, saying, quote, "Is she supposed to be here?" That's what I've heard. Happening now, several UW-Madison professors are among the more than 60,000 people gathering in Dubai for the United Nations Annual Climate Conference. One of those professors is Jonathan Patz. He studies how climate change impacts our health, a topic that for the first time this year has an entire day at the conference dedicated to it. Pat spoke to us yesterday from Dubai, saying he's inspired to be surrounded by people from across the globe working toward a better future.
The options for going around and meeting bright people with great ideas is enormous. It's also tiring, and it's I put more steps in today than I can imagine. To see the commitment and the concern, especially from young individuals, is inspiring.
The conference has started strong. On Thursday, delegates approved the creation of a fund to help vulnerable countries recover after climate-related natural disasters like floods and drought. And of course, leaders from around the world are also in attendance for the summit.
With ambition and bold action, I know we will build a cleaner, healthier, and more prosperous world for this generation and for generations to come.
Vice President Kamala Harris speaking this morning. During her remarks, Harris sought to reassure world leaders of the U.S. commitment to tackling climate change and underscored the Biden administration's climate investments. She added that the U.S. will make a $3 billion pledge to the Green Climate Fund. On Wall Street, stocks are starting December in the green. On Friday, the S&P 500 closed at its highest level since March of 2022. All three indexes ended the week with gains. Here a look at Friday's closing numbers. The Dow Jones closed at its highest mark in nearly 2 years with a 295-point jump. The NASDAQ adds 79, the S&P 500 up nearly 27. Today, about 60 credit unions in the U.S. are experiencing outages due to a ransomware attack. The incident is just the latest example of how ransomware attacks have caused havoc for U.S. critical infrastructure in recent years. Hospitals, fuel pipelines, and schools have also been disrupted by the file-locking cyber attacks, prompting the Biden administration to treat ransomware as a national security crisis. The full extent of the outage and its impact on credit unions was unclear Friday evening. We have some news this morning out of Milwaukee. Police were called to the Marquette University campus after 2 students set off fireworks inside a dorm building. According to campus police, the incident happened last night at the Wells Tower Residence Hall. They say 2 students were found, one with non-life-threatening injuries. They were taken to the hospital. The other student was then taken into police custody. Marquette University police say they are further investigating this morning. In Rock County, an ongoing housing shortage continues to affect the Beloit community. Reporter Maddie Heimsch spoke to city officials and home buyers about why demand is so high. The short answer, economic development has outpaced that of residential growth.
When Beloit residents Sean and Veronica Chisholm got married in 1998, they promised they would be homeowners one day. Last summer, they bought their first house.
Like, this is something that I promised her when we moved here. That's, I'm going to get you a house, but I don't know when. I don't know when I'm going to get you a house, but I'm going to get you a house. And so it took a long time. It took a long time, and I almost gave up.
The Chisholms say after saving for decades, paying off debts, and working with housing aid organizations, they're grateful to be homeowners.
Yeah, the program.
I love my house. I wouldn't give it up for nothing.
Yeah, it's still, I pinch myself sometimes when I still pull up to my house.
One of the organizations the couple worked with was Axe Housing, a Beloit nonprofit that assists lower-income buyers on their journey to ownership.
Seeing over the last few years here is it's tough to sort of keep our promise and help them find that house because the inventory is so limited.
Kelly Andrew of Axe Housing says the Chisholms are a success story, but there's still a significant lack of inventory for families in Beloit. According to the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation, job growth in the city measured 10.5% over the last decade, but the population hasn't grown.
We have not produced enough units to keep up with all the jobs that have been created here.
Reporter Maddie Heimsch reporting. City officials say part of the problem is construction companies prefer to build in Madison and Rockford instead of Beloit. Time is now 8:38. Still ahead, some routes for Madison's metro system are going to change tomorrow. We have the details next.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. A Medicare Advantage plan from Dean Health Plan gives you the benefits you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. Medical, hospital, and prescription drug coverage comes with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits. And extra benefits can help you save even more. Get preventive and comprehensive dental, $250 for eyewear, and $750 for hearing aids. Plus, you can save on over-the-counter health and wellness items. All this and a free fitness membership at more than 20,000 locations. Call 1-866-249-1748 now to request your free Dean Health Plan Medicare Advantage Guide. That's 1-866-249-1748. Dean Health Plan, right here with you.
Shopping online for a Purple mattress? We get it. With Purple's unique Gel Flex grid and multiple foam layers, you'll experience effortless sleep that's motion adaptive, temperature balanced, pressure relieving, and ultra supportive. But which Purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. And during our Black Friday sale, get a deep deal on your deepest sleep with up to $900 off Purple mattress and adjustable base bundles. Shop Purple at Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect Purple.
579 breaths to show them your stuff. Every breath matters. Don't let RSV take your breath away. Protect yourself from RSV with Abrysvo, Pfizer's RSV vaccine. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. RSV can be serious if you are 60 or older. Having asthma, COPD, diabetes, or heart disease puts you at even higher risk. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Visit these retailers or find other retailers near you at abrysvo.com.
This is morning in Wisconsin. And while you're getting started, we've been getting ready to show you what's happening on this new day. News 3 Now This Morning is leading the way with local breaking news, showing you the places and meeting the people that make our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. Start your day with the Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Let's check out our weather photos of the day. This first one was sent in by Paula from Lake Monona, showing a very, very beautiful sunset. So thank you, Paula, for submitting this photo, but I think this sunset just might be a bit better. This was sent in by Dee from LaGrange. And I love how the lake, or whatever kind of body of water that is really reflecting everything you see above the lake. Now, you can submit your own weather photo either through our app or through the email address you see on screen, or through our website, channel3000.com. Now let's look at the temperature outlook beyond the next 10 days. It looks like we are going to see above average temperatures as we head towards the middle of the month. However, we are expected to see some above average precipitation, so it is possible that we see a little bit of rainfall rather than just snowfall. You know, we're kind of getting into the time of year where snow is more common compared to rain, but that may not be the case towards the end of next week and the following week. So definitely stay updated for more details as the system gets closer.
Jacob, thank you. Now for some news that skiers and snowboarders have been waiting on. Tyrrell Basin is now open for the season. Friday was opening day for the ski area near Mount Horeb, but only for those who bought a Season Pass Plus. The Plus Pass option allows for entrance during early and late season dates. If you just have regular season passes, you can upgrade them this weekend at Tyrrell Basin for $50. And here are the early season hours. Now through December 19th, Tyrrell will be open from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays, and from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. Happening tomorrow, in order to improve bus on-time performance and reliability, Madison's Metro bus system will see some schedule changes. The adjustments will be made to most routes tomorrow. Several stops scheduled to close next year along the Fuster Bus Rapid Transit line will also close tomorrow. Riders are encouraged to keep providing feedback for additional service adjustments. And if you are one of those people impacted, you can plan your trip by going on the Transit app or Google Maps. Still ahead, Zach Hanley checks in with news from Friday's News and Sports. Jeez, and we're going to take a live look outside. Jacob has another check of the forecast next on Weekend Mornings.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Why didn't we do this last year?
Before you were preventing migraine with Qulipta? Remember the pain, canceled plans, the worry?
That was then. And look at me now.
You'll never truly forget migraine, but Qulipta reduces attacks, making 0 migraine days possible. It's the only pill of its kind that blocks CGRP and is approved to prevent migraine of any frequency, to help give you that forget you get migraine feeling.
Don't take if allergic to Qulipta. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and sleepiness. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Qulipta, the forget you get migraine medicine.
With Dad's arthritis, he needs extra help around the house. So I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at home service, he can stay at
home. That's where I want to spend these months. With hospice care from a Grace, I can stay home with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my life again after Joe died. But through a Grace, I found hope and healing.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds, advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security on your devices, Spectrum Mobile with unlimited talk, text, and data, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. Get Spectrum One Stream with Internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited Spectrum Mobile line, and the Xumo Stream Box, free when you add Spectrum TV. Call 833-976-4999. With Spectrum and Xumo, all your favorites are brought together in one place. Use the voice remote to search across live TV, on-demand movies and shows, and the most popular streaming apps to watch what you want faster and easier than ever. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Here's one last look at the 3 things you need to know to get you ready for your weekend. We are going to see more snow later tonight into tomorrow morning with another round of snow Monday night and Tuesday. But after Tuesday, temperatures are going to warm up and they're going to be fairly mild towards the end of next week with high temperatures back in the middle 40s. Looking at the current radar, mostly dry, but still seeing a few flurries in the far southern portion of Wisconsin. Once again, if any snow is falling, it is going to be very, very light, and we're not expected to see any accumulation. For the most part, we are going to be dry today, mostly cloudy throughout the entire day in southern Wisconsin. In the central portion of the state near La Crosse, right now you're seeing partly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy skies are expected a bit later. And then as we head towards the overnight hours, well past sunset, probably closer to around 10 p.m. to midnight, we are going to see more rain and snow move into our area. Now, the further southeast you're located, the more likely you will see rain first, and then it will transition into snow. But by the time we get to the early morning hours Sunday, much of the area will only see that snowfall. And pretty much it's going to continue throughout the morning into the daylight hours on Sunday. Sunday, but by the late morning, we are going to see that snow begin to break up a bit, and it looks like it will clear out of our area by the afternoon, but some lingering flurries are still possible during the afternoon hours on Sunday. As far as accumulation goes, about 1 to 2 inches. It looks like the best accumulation will be to the north and west of Madison, kind of between Madison and La Crosse, just kind of to the east of La Crosse, with possibly localized amounts at close to 3 inches. But in general, this will be pretty similar to the system that we saw last weekend that brought around 1 to 2 inches for much of our area. Not a huge issue, but it will cause some snow-covered roads Sunday morning with that 1 to 2 inches of snow. So if you have any places to be Sunday morning, just take a little extra time getting there because some roads could definitely be slippery. As far as the temperature forecast, we'll see highs in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees today. And later tonight, with all the precipitation we're going to get, we aren't expected to see the temperatures drop all that much. We'll see lows in the middle to lower 30s. And then for tomorrow, we'll have highs back in the middle to upper 30s. So not a big change in the temperatures over the next 24 hours. But that isn't going to be the case for the end of next week. Like I mentioned earlier, we have that chance of some snow Monday night into Tuesday, and then we're going to see those temperatures warm up to the middle to upper 40s Thursday, Friday, and possibly even Saturday as well. We also have a chance of some rain and snow next weekend, and at the moment it does look like we are going to see majority rainfall, but this system next weekend does look to be a little significant. It's possible that the northern portion of the state could see quite a bit of snowfall, and if that track shifts further south, we could see that snowfall as well. Still a lot can change between now and then, so definitely stay tuned, and we will provide updates as we get them to the potential of that rain and snow next weekend.
Thank you, Jacob. Now to your morning sports report with News 3 Now's Zach Hanley.
When it comes to the NCAA tournament and the Badgers, the Sweet 16 is pretty much a guarantee. Wisconsin has advanced to the Sweet 16 in each of the last 10 seasons. That's a decade of sweetness. UW looking to make it 11 straight trips. Just have to get past Miami, who they swept in the regular season. First set was a bit of a battle. Sarah Franklin doing what she does. The cross-court kill, one of her 13 on the night. Then later in the set, Izzy Ashburn with the back set to Devin Robinson, and she brings the heat. Badgers, though, trailed for a majority in the first, but Anna Smrek brought out the hammer. Team high 15 kills from her. Wisconsin takes it in straight sets. They'll face Penn State Thursday in the Sweet 16.
I think we practice a lot for big moments. So even, someone say, like, for example, this is Temmie's very first tournament with us. And I mean, she's coming out there confident and taking courageous swings. So I think it's honestly how we train and the mentality that we go into the match with. We're confident in ourselves and what happens when we stick together in our plays, and that carries us through, and that's what's giving us another opportunity in this tournament.
Mike Hastings' message to his team this week is simple. Protect home ice and be ready for anything against Ohio State. The Buckeyes are winless in the Big Ten, so they really have nothing to lose in this series. Wisconsin trying to not be the first one to lose to Ohio State in conference play. No score in the first. Zach Schultz comes up with the loose puck and then just fires one on net. Good things happen when you do that. Schultz lights the lamp to give the Badgers the lead, and that'd be your game winner. Wisconsin shuts out Ohio State 3-0 the final. Wisconsin men's basketball is approaching the gauntlet part of their schedule. Their next 3 games, number 3 Marquette, a road trip to Michigan State, and then they're headed to Tucson for a date with second-ranked Arizona. But first things first, it's the I-94 rivalry against the Golden Eagles, a team that likes to push the pace. Shaka Smart squad enters today, averaging 81 points per game.
Obviously they want to go, and we've done that a little bit more this year, but, we've always kind of had we got to be able to control the pace and do what we do and not get sped up too much, but not get slowed down as well. So, I feel like we're really just kind of play our ball.
I feel like every game we play, it's about us, and so that's going to be taking care of the ball, doing what we want to do, force them into tough shots, get the rebound, and really just kind of wear them out. So I think at the end of the day, we got to do what we got to do.
High school girls hoops, La Follette hosting Memorial in a Big A battle, and it was a big night for Elena West. The Lancer senior takes it to the cup for 2+1, and that one was a big one. The free throw was West's 1,000th career point. She joins Megan Rogers as the only other Lancer in program history to be in the 1K club. West finished with 22, but the Spartans would continue their hot start in conference play. Kennedy Harden going to knock down the triple as Memorial beats La Follette 69-65. And that's it for morning sports. Have a great day.
Toyotathon is on. Time to make the holidays picture perfect with a new Toyota. We're gonna need a bigger tree.
Get 3.99% APR plus $1,000 cash back on Tacoma when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring, so you don't have to. So no more nudging your partner or sleeping on the other side of the house, because the Tempur-Ergo Smart Base actually detects snoring, then automatically adjusts to help reduce it all night, every night.
Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
If you've ever grilled, you know you can count on propane to make everything great. But did you know propane also powers school buses that produce lower emissions that lead to higher test scores? Or that propane can cut your energy costs at home. It powers big jobs and small ones too. From hospitals to hospitality, people rely on propane, an energy source that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly for everyone. Get the facts at propane.com/now.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
When migraine strikes, are the trade-offs of treating worth it? Ubrelvy is another option. It quickly eliminates migraine pain.
Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects were nausea and sleepiness.
Ask about Ubrelvy.
iPhone 15 Pro, your husband deserves it.
Carolers, to tell me you want a new iPhone, a better plan is Verizon.
No way they take this wreck.
Yes, they will in any condition. Get iPhone 15 Pro and iPad and Apple Watch all on them.
Please forgive him.
It's all good, just a little awkward. We'll wrap this up.
For a limited time, turn any iPhone in any condition into a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE all on us. That's up to $1,700 in value, only on Verizon.
Get ready for an improved news experience. The all-new Channel 3000 News app is here, tailored for your news the way you want it, with a customizable homepage and faster page loads. Download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now.
Toyotathon is on. Make your holidays a little more magical with a new Toyota. Come in today.
Get $1,000 cash back on your favorite models when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
Mission Unstoppable, Saturday morning at 9.
Finally this morning, a question. Do you think you know when Lake Mendota will freeze over? Guess correctly, and you could win a $1,000 Land's End gift card. The Clean Lakes Alliance is bringing back its Mendota Freeze Contest for the 12th year. Clean Lakes Alliance says frozen lakes are important to the ecosystem, allowing different plants to grow and others to die off. If you'd like to submit a guess, we've attached a link to do so. Just look for this story on channel3000.com. Jacob Montesano, what is your expert opinion? When are we going to see Mendota freeze over?
Well, we've already been talking about how this might be a bit above average temperature-wise winter, and it does look like for the middle of December, it's going to continue to be a bit above average. So my guess is it'll be a bit late this year. Wouldn't even be surprised if it goes all the way until January. Don't take that to the bank, though. That's just an educated guess.
Well, I need my gift card.
Right. Let's take a look. Let's take one final look at the forecast. Dry for the most part today. That rain and snow moving overnight. Likely going to be all snow for Sunday morning. It'll break up throughout the morning hours, and then it will clear out by Sunday afternoon. Best chance of accumulation will be to the north and west of Madison. As we look at the forecast, this is across the next 10 days. Highs will be in the upper 40s by the end of next week, with another chance of rain and snow by next weekend, and that's the case for Madison as well. So we have a chance of snow tonight into tomorrow, and then again Monday night into Tuesday, with warmer temperatures for Thursday and Friday, and the warmer temperatures may produce rain by the time we get to Saturday, but then it could mix back into snow as those temperatures fall for the following week.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you all for watching. We're back here tomorrow at 6:30.